The Arizona Fall League is up and running. Jordan Lawlar looks amazing. Kumar Rocker, let's talk about it on Fantasy Baseball today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. Today is Saturday, October 8th. I am Frank Sanfeld, joined by the Welsh, Chris Welsh. Make sure you give him a follow at IsItTheWelsh on Twitter. And he's out there watching the games, so let's get some updates on the AFL. And it's been a really hot start for Jordan Lawlar. By the time you're listening to this, he's probably done something else. But his first 2 games, maybe 3 games, 3 for 6 with 2 homers, 4 walks, 2 steals, plate discipline, power, speed. What have you seen, Welsh?
You nailed it. That's everything. He didn't play here on Wednesday, but he played the first 2 days, hit homers in both of those. His very, very first 2 plate appearances on Monday, he stole both bases, aggressive on the base path. He looks comfortable. He knows his pitches. He's not swinging at mess. All he's making is good decisions. You want a prime example of how good he's been? This is a cheap plug. Go to my Twitter, IsItTheWelsh. Go look on Tuesday, and you're going to find a video where what Lawlar does is he hits a ball, and it's a great video because it's right in on him. You can really see the swing in him. He hits a ball, the ball gets in the air, and he immediately goes, ugh. You can hear it. I'm that close. You can hear his frustration. Then he runs, and then all of a sudden you hear the crowd freak out because the ball went. He hit it out of the stadium, and he walks back. He comes over to home plate, and you can kind of hear me talking, and I just decide to go, Jordan, you didn't think you got that, did you? And you can hear him if you listen to it. And he goes, no, I did not. I did not think I hit that, because that's how good he's been and how in tune he is with himself, that even on mistakes, he's still getting at it. He looks like the best player out here, also playing incredibly smooth defense. And he got a little breather on Wednesday. And like you said, when this is out, he'll probably have done a little bit more. He's only homering in, every single game early on in the AFL.
20 years old. He's played 20 games at AA. Do you think we could see Jordan Lawlar with the Diamondbacks in 2023?
If you'd asked me preseason, I would have said no, but they seem to be on an aggressive path. The Diamondbacks have already brought up multiple of their pitchers. Corbin Carroll has come up. You've seen Stone Garrett and Alec Thomas, though that's been a little bit questionable. In the back half of the year, when they got Lawlar to push all the way up to AA and then announce him to the AFL, I think that says a lot. I think that really, really does. Breaking camp, that would be the ultimate aggressive plan that the Diamondbacks were on. And they've already got Corbin Carroll if they're playing for that extra pick compensation that baseball is given. So I don't think that's really in play, but I really wouldn't take it off the table because I think he plays that good defensively, and offensively how he's performed. I really don't know what they're picking apart. They're just getting him more ABs. But yeah, based on what they've done, AFL being the finishing school, I really think it's in play at some point in this year, especially if you just go back and look at the trajectory of Corbin Carroll.
Let's talk about Kumar Rocker, a very polarizing prospect. We know he was drafted back in 2021, top 10 pick with the New York Mets. Did not pass his physical, did not sign with the Mets. He came back in 2022, top 3 pick with the Texas Rangers. He pitched 1 inning out in the AFL. His professional debut, basically. He has not pitched in the minor leagues yet. He walked 3. He struck out 1. The delivery looked weird. It looks like he was throwing warm-ups, but it was actually his delivery. Welsh, what's going on with Kumar Rocker?
It was strange. It was a strange appearance. And I want to preface it to say that I like Kumar Rocker. I like him a lot. I think I'm more of a defender of him based on other people. There's a lot of relief talk. I'm a little bit more on that side after this, but I've always been a big defender because he has an incredible slider. And I do have one video out you can check, which it was on display. He throws it sometimes. It's almost like a slurvy, like curvy slider type of thing. He alters it. Maybe a cutter, I think is what they started talking, but it's a dominant pitch. And the problem is you've got to have a third pitch, which has been the changeup. But in this one, his fastball had nothing. It was all over the place. It topped at 97. It looks like a big fastball, but he didn't know where it was going. He had zero command of it. We could put that up and chalk that up to time off, injuries, whatever you want, though he did perform really well in the independent league before he was drafted, and he's had a long layoff. So we could talk about layoff, and I'm willing to accept that, why you shouldn't freak out. But it was kind of chalked up after like, hey, this is a great performance. It wasn't a great performance. He walked 3. He was all over the place. Lefties killed him. And that's something I think we need to watch. The first 3 batters were lefties. He threw all fastballs early on, had no command. When he got a righty, he threw sliders, struck him out. Another lefty came back up, fits. He's got to learn the proper pitch to lefties and righties. And that's why you need that. If your fastball doesn't work, you've got to have a third or fourth pitch. The changeup's got to get more involved. Might have seen a curveball that was put in there. You just need to see more of that. So don't overreact. But I definitely think there's something to be a little bit concerned about in a lot of different aspects. And that's why I put about a 2.5-minute video of some of the weirdness of it in the one inning that he pitched. But the next 2 starts that he's out here, I think are going to be really, really important off of what I would deem a very, very poor start.
Quick thought on his first-year player draft stock. Where do you see that going as of now?
So I moved him down. I had him around 9, I want to say, and I think I moved him below 10 or 11, below Zach Neto. A lot of hitters in more roto and head-to-head formats. I'm going to prioritize over pitching. So I was, in a points league format, Kumar would have been a lot more up, but I think he's got to come down. I think he's more in the case of like a Connor Hajirpi, who's in that range of like probably, again, 9 to 12, or in a points league, they're probably closer to 5 to 7 or something like that. But he is no longer the number one guy. He's in a group of 2 or 3 others.
All right. Do you want to hear more about the AFL? Then you can check us out on Fantasy Baseball Today, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to the Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. We'll be back again on Tuesday morning. Bye-bye.